Yes, sir, you can start now.
Okay, we can start now. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the go ahead. Okay, so once again, good evening to all the respected teachers, principals, vice principals, and other stakeholders who are present in today's platform for yet another 1 hour session for our ongoing online CBSE training programs. Myself, Mr. Shurojit Sen, Principal, Jharkhand Public School, Dhanbad, welcomes you to this session. And once again, I will remain thankful to our president of Jharkhand, it's from Jamshedpur Sahodaya School Complex, Madam Shubhashree Sarkar, Dr. Shubhashree Sarkar, who has given me the chance to conduct yet another session with you all. To be honest, respected teachers, I always love to be associated with Jamshedpur Sahodaya School Complex and with Jamshedpur schools, with principals, with teachers and all. Just a few days ago, I was there at Jamshedpur to conduct a 5 hour training session on HPC with school principals and teachers at SDSM Public School, Memorial School at Kadma in Jamshedpur. And what a wonderful training session we had over there. I got the opportunity to meet some of the best educators of Jamshedpur at that time. And of course, I'm almost meeting you all people almost every month. So it's a big opportunity. One has to be lucky enough to be associated with learned people, and it gives immense satisfaction and pleasure. So today our topic is on Pearl. Pearl is the acronym which is created by me. It is about positivity, encouragement, and real learning. Respected teachers, many of you are, of course, all of you are, not many of you, I'm sorry for that. All of you are great educators, you are learned people, you are pioneers, you are philosophers, you are creating the world. And I hope definitely you will agree with me that each word that we have or I have written over here, say positivity, encourage, they are all directly linked with each other. Isn't it not? They're all directly linked with each other. If there is positivity, there will always be encouragement. And as far as our education sector is concerned, as far as our world of learning is concerned, where positivity and encouragement both are when they are going side by side, they are like having a symbiotic combination with each other. Real learning is bound to take place. Nobody can stop. It has been proved time and again. So before we move further, a special request to all the respected teachers. Just see the next slide. Okay. Now, respected teachers, can you find any single word in place of these two words, positivity and encouragement? And if you apply that, then your students will bloom in their endeavors. So quickly, please, as your chat box are open, please give that particular word which you think can be used in place of positivity and encouragement. If are motivation, who is that? Exactly. Can I have that once again? Please. Seema madam has told the word motivation. Exactly, madam. We are looking for this particular word. Motivation. Thank you. The plane has taken off, but still they are running to catch it. That's what motivation is all about. Yes. Motivation, influence. Okay, I agree with you. Influence also. Yes, but we will stick to motivation. Motivation is that particular word, which can create wonders, if done, if applied in the right way. Motivation, boost up, each and every word. I agree with you. Fantastic, respected teachers. But the word that we are actually looking for is motivation. Respected teachers, very honestly, I'm telling you something that is lacking, or maybe it is not at all lacking, it is there, but time to time it needs to be brushed, it needs brushing off. It needs sometimes that if things get settled with a dust, it needs brushing off. And we need to motivate our students time and again. On each and every step, we need to motivate them so that the very essence of learning takes place, that is, real learning should take place. There are schools and there are schools. But then encourage, yes, Mr. Topo man, sir. Okay, so ma'am, I don't know. Yes, thank you. Exemplify. Exactly. We can, that word can also be used, but the very common one is motivation. So if motivation is there, then children are bound to be successful. There is no support. Yes, very good word is support. There's no doubt about it. And in the process of doing our work, sometimes we get ourselves lost in the crowd. We fail to motivate the children the real way we should do. And in order to do so, we have to motivate them. That's as simple as that. Now, what are the learning objects that we have today? What are the learning objects that we have today in this particular session? We will discuss about what is motivation exactly. We will discuss the two different types of motivation. One is intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation, and how they are differentiated or how they are related to each other. That also we will see. We will also see how motivation help in learning. We talk so much about motivation, how this motivation help students in their learning, and how can a teacher build intrinsic motivation, the inner motivation, which is much more powerful than the outer one. So what is motivation? Let us see the definition. This is that what you call as encouragement is another word, definitely. I go with that also. Motivation is an internal state or condition. It's a state or condition, sometimes described as a need. It can be called as a need also. It can be considered as a desire or a want, or the wantonness that serves to activate or energize behavior and give it a direction. This is what we call as the textbook definition. In a simple way, I will tell you in a very, very simple way, motivation is that elixir which, when applied on anyone, can change the behavior and the direction of the person. So motivation is an internal, but according to this, it has an internal state or condition. It's a condition. It's a state of mind, you can say. It's a state of thinking, you can say, which is described as a need. It is required. Students require motivation. They desire to be motivated and they want to be motivated. And then only they will get activated and they will be energized, and obviously they will move in their own directions. If you take it in a broader sense, somebody is laughing. Yes, it is like that. It brings happiness. Yes. Oh my goodness. What is motivation? If we take it in a broader sense, if you take it in a step by step, motivation activates people. That is, lets them get going. Well, it maintains that going. Motivation, continuous motivation maintains it, because maintenance is very important. Simply starting with something and then if it is not maintained, then again it will slow down. And it guides also. It determines where one is supposed to go and from. So motivation is definitely a desire, a condition, a need, and it needs to be activated. Let's start it. Let's maintain it. And let's let it go on and on. Let it be sustained. Now, educational psychology, if we look towards the educational point of view, educational psychology has identified two basic classifications of modification. Okay, motivation is having two basic class. One is extrinsic, means external from outward, and the other one is intrinsic, that is from the internal, something that has to come from the heart. Uh, the, uh, the effect of it will come from the heart. Extrinsic motivation, and every page you will get this word pearl. Okay, pearl is the training program that we are doing over here. And remember, pearl is a very precious gem or something like that, you can tell, which is created inside the sea through the cells. Okay, when a speck of sand or something or any dust particle that enters inside the body of the cell, that it irritates the cell, and that irritation creates that pearl. And I believe each and every teacher has unique quality to think positively, to energize the student, to encourage the student, and automatically that will lead to real learning. That's why each and every teacher is a pearl. हर एक व्यक्ति जो आज आप ये देख रहे, आप एक एक मुक्ता है. Okay. Each one of you is a pearl. That's why the training program is called Pearl. The extrinsic motivation is motivation to perform and succeed for the sake of compensing a specific result or outcome. Okay. So extrinsic motivation is what? It is a motivation to perform or succeed. Means you give it from outside for the sake of some result or something. External motivation comes from influences outside of an individual. Okay. Outside of an individual. It doesn't come from the inner sense. From outside. Okay. You do this, you do that. And common extrinsic motivators are rewards and the threats of punishment. Common extrinsic motivators are what? Either rewards or sometimes threats of punishment. Although I am against this word punishment. Means what? Suppose if you conduct a small test in your exam in your classroom. I'll just give you an example. If you conduct a small test in your classroom and you tell that student that whoever will do a good result will get this reward, maybe a packet of chocolates or something like. It is a motivator which has created a motivation, and the students perform good. Or you can also tell in the other way. You can also tell in the other way. And if you don't do well, then I may report it to the principal. So yes, house point and all, whatever it is. Okay. So this is like an extrinsic motivation. Thus, extensively motivated learners may have to be enticed. They must have to be found. You have to find them, prodded. You may run behind them. May possess information only superficially and are often interested in performing only easy tasks and meeting minimum classroom requirements. So, extrinsically motivated learners, what they have, either you have to find them whether they are really doing something or not, whether they are capable of doing. You have to run behind them. They have information superficial. Superficial means not deep with knowledge. Okay, not deep information, and are often interested in performing small and easy tasks. But somehow quickly finish off this, finish off that, and get the thing. However, extensive motivation is equally necessary. Okay, it is necessary. So extrinsically motivated learners may have to be enticed. You have to find them. You have to run behind them. You may find that they have minimum information and are interested to do soft things, easy tasks. But it is important. It is necessary. Intrinsic motivation. This is the one that we are more interested about. Intrinsic motivation arises from a desire to learn topic due to its inherent interest for self-fulfillment, enjoyment, to achieve mastery of the subject. Something that has to come from the inner self. But no, I want to learn this thing. I want to do something about it. Like in Bloom's taxonomy, we have, or say in the teaching learning process, we have three parameters. No, so like the one of the what are they? What are those parameters that you all know? The psychometer, the cognition, and the effective zone. So it is the one that uses the heart. When the heart is applied, okay, then the inner self, the inner desire comes out to learn a topic because there is tremendous interest in that. When a self-fulfillment comes out, when somebody wants to achieve something, not for the sake of learning or to score marks or something, but something to create a meaning for that particular matter, to create an understanding that will benefit the entire world, something like this, and to become a master in that subject. Let's take an example. I'll take one simple example. The one that is right now coming in my mind is, see, since centuries people are studying chemistry, chemical inventions, discoveries, so many things are made. But only a handful of people have been able to do it. Huh? Why? Because there was an intrinsic motivation within them to create something. Let's take, for example, this, what do you say? Uh, say, for example, this our Isaac Newton. Now, it may be that many people sat under trees. Okay, many things fell on their head or something, but hardly most of them hardly thought about it. One person thought about it. That was Isaac Newton. That why the apple fell on my head. What is the reason that why it did not fly away like the birds? And he started deeply thinking and thinking. And finally, he came to this conclusion that the apple fell down because there is a pull called the gravitational pull, which pulled the apple. And that's why. And he made a law. He made a, first of all, he made a this thing. Uh, he just prophesied the thing. Then he studied deep into it. He proved everything, put it in front of the learned people, the educational world, and finally it was taken into consideration. What he is saying is correct. Okay, so like that, we have plenty of examples where only a handful of people did it. Why? Because they wanted to study it from their heart. They wanted to apply their heart into their learning. Or say, for example, the atomic structure that was given to us by Niels Bohr. Before him, also many people gave. But finally, but Niels Bohr somewhere down the line was thinking, no, this is not exactly what it should be. No, that is not exactly it should be. When he studied and he deeply involved himself into the matter. And then he came out with this answer that it is the atom in an atom, electrons are actually moving around the nucleus, and the nucleus is a heavy matter in within the atom which contains the neutrons and the protons, and the electrons are chemically active. They take part in the chemical reaction, not others. This is how he gave us the only one man gave, because Niels Bohr studied on it. He due to his inherent interest on the matter to bring out something different. That is what is intrinsic motivation comes out. It exists within the individual rather than relying on external pressures or desires or reward. It is such an once one enters into that intrinsic motivation world, then the rewards, then then all these things about external pressure, rewards, or desires, they don't work at all. Because then that person thinks in a different way. And we teachers are there who try to invoke and provoke that intrinsic motivation within our students. We do it in such a way, we involve ourselves in such a way with our students that their intrinsic, the internal motivation gets picked up, you can say, most of the time remains dormant, just gets up. And that is what is our work. Intrinsically motivated learners tackle assigned tasks willingly, purposely. Once you figure up that, once you ignite that intrinsic motivation by your qualities and means, then the learners that tackle assignments tasks willingly and are eager to learn classroom material more likely possess information in effective ways. So they want to learn everything which is given in the classroom. Okay, the classroom material, the matter, the everything that we want to teach. They process information effective ways by engaging in meaningful learning, not for just for the sake of learning, not just for the sake of scoring marks, but for meaningful learning, so that more and more likely to achieve high levels and much better than what they have learned previously. That is what is intrinsically motivation work, and it continuously goes on and on and on. There is no question of stopping. Now, obviously, whenever we teachers and we are going with our students, we set some goals for them. See, we want to motivate our students. We want to bring the best out of them. We want to make sure that they learn what should be learned by them. So definitely, we should also create some goals for them, and the students themselves also fix some goals. And we are the ones who can help them in fixing their goals and choosing their goals. So performance goals, there are two types of goals generally taken into in our learning world. Performance goal, student is motivated by the desire to gain recognition from others and earn good grade. This is called performance goal. Some of the students we go on motivated, you are a great one, you can do all this, you get an A grade. To earn good grades A. Performance goal is I want to get an A in this subject, this performance. But learning goals, what is this learning goals? Student is motivated by the desire for knowledge, acquisition, and self-improvement. A learning goal is I want to master this subject. Nowadays, we talk a lot about this competency-based education. Competencies, how to achieve. This is exactly what is competency-based education. Learning goals. Only thing is that it is now put in a different way. A student is motivated for the desire of knowledge, how to get that knowledge, how to get that concept and use that concept to be a master of that concept and use it for lifelong learning. That's what it is. How motivation affects behavior and learning. Okay, so far we have seen the different two types of motivation. Which one is more effective and result oriented? Thank you very much. But now we will see how it really works. How motivation affects behavior and learning. Does it really have something with it, or it's just for the heck of saying it? Let's see. Motivation directs behavior towards particular goals. It's as simple as that. If we motivate the student, they are bound to reach their goals. If we motivate ourselves also, we are bound to reach our goals. No, social cognitive theorists, those who think about the thinking capacity of people, propose that individuals set goals for themselves and direct their behavior accordingly. First part, okay. Individuals, we set goals for ourselves and we direct ourselves for goals and direct their behavior accordingly. Let's take an example. Next week, which will start from Monday, most of the teachers on their own subject had decided that this particular part of the syllabus or this particular part of the content, I will discuss with my students and I will make sure that they become 100% perfect with this particular part. For 3 days, I will teach or we will have a discussion. 2 days, we will have recapitulation. And third day, we will go for an assessment. And through that assessment, we will see how much they have achieved. And if you have set a target of, say, 70 don't always think about in percentage, 70 chocolates, 40 chocolates, 50 chocolates, if that is, and then see how many of them win 70 chocolates and 50 chocolates. Well, students will get motivated. So motivation determines specific goals towards which learner strives for. Once you give it, the behavior, the attitude will put them. Only thing is that we have to be behind the students. Motivation determines the specific goals toward which learner strives also. Suppose a particular group of students in your school or in your class want to have a complete idea about, say, for example, black hole. Many black hole. What is this black hole? They are motivated to learn it. Now, it is our duty to make sure that we give complete information and they will master about black holes. See, it affects choices of students. So motivation, the behavior, and the way we direct the motivation definitely have a very positive impact on the children. Unfortunately, because we are so much engaged with not many other things that sometimes we fail to motivate the students or guide the students in a real way. You do it once, you see, you will get the best out of it. कभी कभी ना हमको पागल भी बनने पड़ेगा, पागलपन छा जाना चाहिए, तभी जाके हम बच्चे को सही ढंग से मोटिवेट कर पाएंगे. क्या आप लोग विश्वास करते हैं या नहीं? और आप लोगों से मेरा ये रिक्वेस्ट है, क्या हम शिक्षक थोड़ा सा तो पागल होते ही हैं, नहीं होंगे तो नहीं पढ़ा पाएंगे. नॉर्मेलिटी विल नेवर वर्क. यस, थैंक यू सो मच, सो मेनी यस सर, यस. और और एक सही बात बताते हैं आप लोग को, एकदम मतलब पते की बात, हम सब थोड़ा थोड़ा पागल है. बच्चे कभी कभी हम लोग को मजाक उड़ाते ना, इट्स अ फैक्ट. नहीं तो हम नहीं कर पाएंगे, वो दिल से कभी नहीं निकल के आएगा, सब सुपरफिशियली हो जाएगा. जैसा कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में होता है ना, कभी इधर छोड़ता है कभी उधर भागता है, वैसा हो जाए. हम लोग नहीं कर सकते हैं. एक जुनून तैयार, या somebody wrote about जुनून, एक जुनून तैयार हो जाता है. हम तो बच्चा को सिखा के ही रहेंगे, उसको इंसान बना के ही रहेंगे. निवेदिता मैडम सेज एग्रीड सर, थैंक यू सो मच. रामकृष्ण सर, निवेदिता सर, वो नहीं पड़ता है, नहीं तो नहीं हो सकेगा, जानते हैं, करना ही पड़ेगा. Okay, so moving forward, motivation leads to increased effort and energy. So one is it increases to increase effort and energy. Children get energized more. Motivation increases the amount of effort and energy that learners expand in activities directly related to their needs and goals. Yes, once the goal is focused, once you go tunnel focused with the goal, after that, what will happen? Only will go on and the students will get motivated. We ourselves, yes, focusing on competency learning. Yes, definitely. And that energy will be created, and they will go to any extent to make sure that their needs and goals are fulfilled. It's a fact. It determines whether they pursue a task enthusiastically or wholeheartedly, or apathetically and lackadaisically. Okay, so the motivation determines whether they will pursue a task enthusiasm with lot of enthusiasm, wholeheartedly, or they will just, if we don't motivate them, if we just give the goal and we don't motivate them, then they will be apathetic towards it. They will not like it. They'll try to discriminate it. They will become idle for it. So it is better that we help them so that they become determined and they become enthusiastic. That is our duty. It will increase the effort and the energy. Motivation increases initiation of and persistence of activities. Once the students are motivated in the proper way, the initiation will increase. Yes, sir. It increases the initiation, the starting point. Like, in our, when we have annual sports events and all, although I call it as an extrinsic motivation, but when we have annual sports or inter-school relay race, in my time, in my school, there always used to be an inter-school relay race, which was supposed to be the most sought after event of the sports day. And at the starting point, the entire school used to shout, like this, St. Vincent. I studied in St. Vincent. St. Vincent's, St. Vincent's, like that. That initiation was so that as soon as the gun used to fire, and they used to run with their entire might to make sure that the first position is achieved. In motivation is something like the children. The moment we start with them, the moment we start working with them, the very first day when you reach and to the classroom and motivate them, the initiation shows and starts as the morning shows that it happens like that. So learners are more likely to begin a task they actually want to do it with more energy. They are also more likely to continue working it until they have completed it. And even if they are occasionally interrupted or frustrated in the process, once you motivate them, I'll tell you respect, once you motivate them, once you run behind, once you encourage them, once you show your positivity, they will continue they will continue doing it till they complete it. And students are doing it. They have been doing since time immemorial like this. Even if they get interrupted or frustrated, they don't bother about it. They'll finish off the work, and that is the power they have. Only thing is that we have to be from our side. In general, when motivation increases students' time on task, an important factor affecting their learning and achievement also goes on. The students are time on task. Time on task means on time they will finish up the task, no matter whatever happens. Thank you, Mr. Roy. Motivation affects cognitive processes, the thinking process, the cognitive, affecting, and the psychomotor. We say cognitive processes that will increase the thinking capacity. Because if once a student, not only a student, anybody who is motivated, that person will understand that an importance is shown towards me. I am taken as a person who can achieve something great, who can achieve something. So why not I will go forward and do it and prove, yes, I can do it. That's the inner power of motivation. Motivation affects what learners pay attention and to how effectively it possesses. For instance, motivated learners often make a concentrated effort to truly understand classroom material, to learn it meaningfully, and consider how they might use it in future. Again, coming back to your competency-based education, this is another definition, or this is another idea about competency-based education. If the concept focusing on yes, obviously. For instance, when students are motivated, if the concept is clear, if they are motivated, then they will truly concentrate. They will give 100% effort to truly understand the classroom material that you are trying. They will learn it meaningfully and will consider how they might use in future. What is this competency-based education we talk about? To give a complete concept to the learners, they achieve in every step of the learning, and they maintain it and they retain it and use it not only in classrooms to give answers, but in their future life also. That's what is competency-based education. They are competent enough to apply that learning anywhere at any time to solve any given problem. It's as simple as that. Motivation determines which consequences are reinforcing and which are punishing. Yes, sometimes which are reinforcing, which will definitely, and sometimes it becomes punishment also. Like say, for example, if a learner is continuously motivated to grade an A grade, he will be proud of it. But if he gets a low grade, he may not be that much. He may be a little bit down. Sometimes it may happen also. Every time it will go on like this, it will not happen. The more the learners want to be accepted and respected by the peers, the more they will value their membership in the in group. In group means in that particular group, and they will feel distressed and ridiculed by the classmates if they are not able to do that. So that is why we also have to use motivation such a that it is more reinforcing rather than punishing. Okay. Motivation often enhances performance. It has been proved time and the more you say, the more the performance gets enhanced. Because of the other effects just identified, because of the other efforts just a goal, directed behavior, effort, energy, initiation, and persistence, cognitive processing, and the impact of consequences, motivation often leads to improved performance. It's proved time and again. So goal directed behavior, effort and energy, initiation and persistence, the cognitive processing, the thinking capacity, and the impact of all these consequences, motivation will lead to improved performance. And whenever there is improved performance, there are chances of winners to be created. Therefore, students who are most motivated to learn and excel in classroom activities tend to be our highest achievers. Yes, that's true. It's directly proportional. Those who are most motivated to learn and excel in classroom activities tend to be our highest achievers. Now, here I want to tell you one thing. See, generally, in a very common way, motivation is given to those who are already in the process of being motivated. But what about the slow learners? What about the time-consuming learners? Isn't it our duty to motivate them also? Very much. It is very important to motivate them. It is very important to run behind them because we just cannot keep them at the back forever. Then we are no good teachers. Then we are simply wasting our time. So it is our duty again. In the beginning, I told you to find out those children who are slow learners. Yeah, bring them out. If possible, sit with them and do the work. I'll tell you one story over here. And that happened in your Jamshedpur itself. I'll take 2 minutes. I'll go because sometimes stories do help us in our work, in our learning process. So I will tell you a story that happened at your Jamshedpur. That was way back in the year 2018 when I was selected by CBSE as a resource person, and that was my second program at Jamshedpur. And I went to this school called St. Mary's, near St. Mary's at Bistupur, St. Mary's Convent School, English medium school, Bistupur, to conduct a 2-day seminar. Madam Soshi Sarkar Madam was also there with me. And during a little break, I was moving around the school, and as it happens, we teachers or we people we are very inquisitive about seeing what are the things are there in the other schools so that we can learn something from there. And in that particular school, I saw one particular teacher. And the time was around 12 noon. A short break we had during the session, and I saw one particular teacher of the primary class. She was doing something with a student. And the student was moving here and there, and that madam was sitting over there, and she's calling the student again, he was running here and there, bringing back again, making the student sit over there. And again, the student was going, but she was there. So that break was of a very short duration. I couldn't spend maximum time to see what exactly was happening. And again, we started the program. By 3 p.m., the program was over. The first day's program was over. And at that time also, I noticed that particular teacher was doing the same thing. But this time I saw that the teacher was sitting beside the teacher. The student was sitting beside the teacher. So I could not contain myself anymore. And I just went directly to her. And I asked, Madam, I saw you in the afternoon, you are doing something with the student. Still, what is the matter? What's the problem with this child? So she told me one thing, that, sir, First she got a bit embarrassed. So who are you? Why are you asking me? And I said that I am a CBSE resource person. I have come to give training to the teachers. I saw you in the afternoon and I saw you right now. That's why I want to ask you. Then she told me that, sir, actually I have taken a target of making the children learn 5-letter words along with their meanings absolutely clearly with no fallacy here and there. I have been able to do successfully with all the 39 students of my class except this boy with whom I cannot do. He is taking more time. I cannot spend too much time in the classroom also exclusively looking for him because I have to look all the 30. So I took permission from principal and from the parents to hand me the child the school hour so that I can sit and do it. And sir, today I have been able to make him learn 2 words. 3 words are still left with me, and I'm sure by the end of the week I'll finish off that word. I was spellbound, I said, my goodness, this much of dedication. This is what dedication is. This is what motivation is all about. She is motivating the child. She is motivating herself to do that one. She could have easily left the school. No, I will see one child if he doesn't understand what's the big deal about it. Because I also have my family to look after. I cannot recollect the name of the teacher, to be very honest with you, but I still remember her face. This is what we need. And each one of you, I believe, is like this. But this I saw. And I told father at that time, principal, that please keep an eye on this teacher of yours. She is a gem of your school. We need to come out from outside. No, पागलपन जब तक हम पे नहीं छा जाएगा, हम कर नहीं पाएंगे. हमको करना ही है. Therefore, students who are most motivated learn and excel in the classrooms and act. So those who are, this is how it happens. They need to be motivated. They need to be guided. They need to be seen. Thank you, Mr. Roy. And I will always remember this story for the rest of my life, Mr. Roy. I'll tell you, wherever I conduct training programs, both online, offline, if I get a chance, I always talk about this particular story. How to motivate students with Pearl. So how will do this? Let's see. Building student motivation requires commitment on the part of the teachers. As simple as that. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Neelam madam. Until and unless that commitment is not there from our own side, we will not be able to do anything. हो ही नहीं सकता जब तक अपने आप में वो आप खुद को अपने आप मोटिवेट नहीं कर पाइएगा. और आप लोग कर रहे हैं. नहीं तो इतना दिन आप प्रोफेशन में टिक नहीं पाते. सबको बच्चा आपको उड़ा देता. सॉरी टू यूज दैट वर्ड, उड़ा देता कभी कभी मुंह से निकल जाता है, बट ये फैक्ट है. So we need to be committed from our own side. Teachers need to be. In order to foster intrinsic motivation, try to create learning activities based on topics to be taught. Yes, try to create those topics which needs to be taught. No need of beating around the bush doing this and that. Okay, sometimes you may use it. I'm not saying you don't. But please try to create topics. Make the session such interesting in your class which is supposed to be taught that children should know. Learning should be practical oriented. Help students to find personal meaning and value in the material. Try to inculcate the student themselves with the learning process. Make them do activities. Make them do role plays. Make them create skits. Make them ask them to make videos. They are very good in making videos on that particular matter you teach, and they will remember it for their own life. Strategies include live models, videos, stimulators, what I'm talking about. Make it real, make it perfect, make it with true heart, and you will get it. Provide choices. Freedom is something that needs to be given to our children. Days are gone when teacher used to say, no, these words I have given, your answer should be within these words, otherwise I will not give you full mark. Those days are finished. Flexibility is the call of the day. That's what NEP 2020 says. NEP 2020 itself is flexible. That's why it is a forward-looking document, isn't it, man? So students can have increased motivation when they feel some sense of autonomy. You give them freedom, the learning process will develop. 2 times better than what it used to be. And motivation declines when students have no choice in the class structure. बस आप जबरदस्ती पढ़ा दोगे ये जो आपके मन में हुआ है वही अगर डाल दोगे तो वो इंटरेस्ट खो देगा. They will lose interest. They will not get motivated. The days of teacher-oriented classrooms are gone, finished. Now it is student-oriented classroom. What they want to learn, you teach them. We are now facilitators of education. We only have to provide the facilities for which they will learn according to their own ways and means. Give them the autonomy. Now, you can say, sir, I have a syllabus. I have to teach within the, if the student don't like the syllabus, then it's not like that. Before starting, we have to say, no, this is the syllabus. This is what you must know in order to get this out of that. But something which they don't understand, which they don't love, if we go on doing them, then it's of no use. No. Even the syllabus that we have, even the contents that we have to make them, we have to create that, and we have to create them according to their likingness. In the NCF, if you read the NCF school education, the teaching parts and all, they have clearly mentioned that you do the things you think is the best, which is suitable for the students. Have consultants with the students, consult with them. Even in the latest in the national conference, CBSE national conference we had in Madurai, I was present over there and we had a discussions on all these things. And CBSE is also clearly stating, you create your own pedagogies, which is suitable according to your school, according to the society where the school is, according to the children, and because the bottom line is understanding the matter. That's far more important than doing all sorts of unnecessary things. Options can be as simple as letting them. What are the things you can do? Options can be as simple as letting them pick their lab partners or select from alternate assignments. Sometimes we have this strict regime. No? Role number 1 and role number 2 will be partners for chemistry lab. Role number 3 and role number 4 will be partner for biology lab, or role number 1 will be with role number 7 with physics lab. Now, all these things we create, and what happens, maybe the process of learning will not go in. But sometimes we think that, no, if we put 2 friends together, they will spoil time, they will waste time, and they will not learn. Now, if the partners they are able to choose, if there is a good going on with them, and what's wrong in giving them? Because at the end of today's children are also very clever. They know that they have to finish off their task, they have to learn, and they have to understand it. So they will not waste their time. So if we give if we give them lab partners according to their choice, what's wrong in it? Let's do it. Why should we remain strict to those age-old regimes? That जो हम बोल रहा है वही करने पड़ेगा. आजकल नहीं चलता है जो हम बोल रहे हैं. आप बताओ, हम आपको हेल्प कर देंगे. Or I ask them to select from alternate assignments. Sometimes it may happen, okay, you decide what assignment you will do on this particular topic that I have taught you. You tell me. You correct, you give your own grading and see where you are standing. These bring changes, respected teachers. These bring changes. Children gets motivated. Try करके देखते हैं ना, देखें भी है, आप लोग देख भी रहे हैं, and it happens in that way. Let student write review questions for the lesson. Let them you write the questions. Chalo, what questions should be asked from there? Where you think they are suitable for the learning process. Have them write an action plan before beginning a project. If they want to go for a project, give them an action plan. Okay, how we will do the project in this plan. Write down an action plan. And I will always suggest, give one particular project to the classroom. This is my suggestion. I'm not saying that you should do it, but definitely you will get result out of it. Give one particular project, but divide it into 3-4 parts, so that the entire class is activated, is active on that particular project, and the project turns out to be the best one. Let's take, for example, I'll give you an example. Say the temples of South India. If the social science teacher is making a project on temples of South India, you have 40 students. 10 students, you tell them, okay, you discuss about how the gopurams of the temples were made. Another 10 was given, you discuss about how the pillars and the area was taken into consideration. You give another group how the Garbhagriha was made. And all the 4 groups will do research, and finally all the 4 will be compiled together, and a perfect project work will come. This is my suggestion. Okay, I may be wrong. And before anything, let them give, okay, you write an action plan, how we'll do it. and they will write an action plan. Okay, in order to write about the Gopurams, first I have to do a research of what exactly the Gopuram means. What is their structure? In which temples they are available? How far the temples with Gopurams have been taken into consideration? And so on and so forth. This way things moves on. So give them the opportunity to do those things. Fine tune the challenge. Whenever the challenges are, fine tune them, turn them, twist them, and bring to the right point. We are most motivated to learn when the task before us is matched to our level of skill. Exactly. Now, to our class 7 students, if we try to put something of class 10, it will not get them interested in it. So something that matches with their level of understanding, their level of skill, then only they will get motivated and they will start learning. But then, and it should be such that it should not be that much easy that it becomes boring, nor it should be so difficult as to be frustrating and unattainable. Yes, sometimes we try to create something very difficult to prove ourselves as if we are great teachers. We are strong ones. And then what happens? The students will not be able to answer. They will become frustrated. And your principal will tell you, sir, what you have done. A good story related to this happened with me when I started my career as a teacher. In the very first test, I took a very tough test with the children, and most of the children did not pass. And my principal told me, "What is this? What are you teaching? Your children are not passing." I said, "Madam, I made a very standard paper." Then I don't know whether I have told you this previously or not, but again I'm telling you, my principal told me at that time three things, three sentences she told, and they are like gospels to me. She told me, Surojit, no matter how good teacher you are, how honest teacher you are, how sincere teacher you are, how dedicated teacher you are, if your student don't pass, you are nothing. It's a fact. So we should make them in such a way, should not make whatever we teach them, whatever we make them, they should not be too much easy so that it becomes boring. You ho jayega. You are too difficult, so that they will become frustrated. Bottom line has to be the middle path has to be always followed. That's what CBSE tells also. Deliberately fashion the learning exercises so that students are working at the very edge of their ability. Make it in such a way that they give exactly what they know. They will go to that particular range to bring out the best out of their learnings. Scaffolding in one instructional technique where the challenge level is gradually raised as students are capable of more. Step by step, step by step increase the challenge level. Step by step increase the complex level of the student. So that step by step they will learn how to go from easy to complex to more complex. In one go, if we start making things very difficult, it will not work. It has never worked. If we just go back to our school days, we'll find the same thing happened with us also. So encourage students to beat their own personal best. Yes, tell students that help the students achieve goals for their own selves. Tell them you don't have to bother about what others are scoring. Don't go for any competition with Ravi or Ria or Risha or you compete with your own self. Because that is what is needed. Generate motivation by encouraging students to compete against themselves. Run through the material once to establish a baseline, then keep a track on how they are improving it. And avoid creating intense competition among students. This is also in many places, in many schools, this is created. But please, don't go for that. Let them be competitive enough within their own selves. One of our great actors once said that, मेरा competition तो सिर्फ मेरे साथ ही है और किसी का साथ नहीं. It's a fact. Seek role models. We talk about role models, no? But I will say the teachers are the best role models. There cannot be a greater role model for a student rather than his own teachers or his own parents. I am not against calling people of great achievements as role models. But what about my teacher? It is because of him or her that I am doing everything. So they are my role model. My parents are my role model. My grandfather can be my role model. Why I have to think about Mr. X or Mr. Y? as my role model who are nationally famous. Not necessary always. But yes, we can also take them as role model. But we teachers in the schools, we are the role models. If students can identify with role models, they may be more likely to see relevance in the subject matter. That's why we teachers always keep ourselves in such a position that we prove them that yes, with us, they can achieve the best. And that's what we are. That's why we are so much motivated towards our work. We listen to what our principals say. We do each and every task in a systematic way. We dress well in the school. We just don't come to school with a little bit of beard here and there, and wearing a jeans and t-shirt and sneakers and all, or wearing those tight skin hugging dresses. We don't come to school in that way. We come in such a way that the children look at us and they will feel motivated. Okay, I will be like Sir X, or I will be like Sir Y. Sometimes you can bring outside people, huh? But like guest speakers and all, or other peers. But I will always say teachers are the best role models for the students. There cannot be a better role model than them. Establish a sense of belonging. एक दूसरे के लिए, आप हम तुम्हारे लिए है, तुम हमारा लिए है. ये फीलिंग तैयार करने पड़ता है, ये अनुभव तैयार करने पड़ता है अंदर ही अंदर. डिफिकल्ट है because there is no DNA relationship. But then we have the capacity to make that, not that DNA touch. What do you say? People have a fundamental need to feel connected or related to other people. It's a human nature. But in today's world, we are moving away from each other. We are so much self-centered, self-confident that we don't want others to be associated with us. We feel scared about it. There are reasons for that also. But एक बार करके तो देखिए, दुनिया बदल जाएगा. मैं बताता हूँ, मैंने करके देखा, आप लोगों ने भी कर रहे हैं. Students learn when they are engaged. If you bring them together, direct instruction of socialization procedures like group activity, building appropriate classroom climate, mix in the class, in the school also, teachers also have to show this thing with other teachers. Then only students will learn. If teachers fight among each others, if they try to, if they talk ill about each others, then it will not work, na? Because things nowadays get into the outside world very quickly. So that feeling, that fundamental feeling of getting connected, that I am yours, you are mine, this needs to be taken very seriously. Emotion has to work. Motivating every student to participate and making them believe that their input is valued. They are also input. Many students are in the schools who don't want to come into the forefront because they are scared that they will be laughed or mocked by others. And here we have to work. Why they will be mocked? Everybody is in the process of learning. एक बार तो करके देखिए, हो जाएगा. Effective teaching. What are the effective teaching through this? Modeling followed by guided practice and then independent practice. Very simple. Modeling, make a strategy, go for a guided practice, and then independent practice they will go. Avoid long lectures and force on direct instruction. बड़ा lecture बाजी class में काम नहीं करेगा. Direct instruction. Do this, come in this house, this will come in this way. Use specific short-term goals in छोटे-छोटे goal. बड़ा गोल जरूरत नहीं है, छोटा-छोटा. वो गाना है ना, वो पिक्चर का क्या, दिल है छोटा सा, छोटी सी आशा. It's something like that. I am not audible. Is it like that? Am I audible? I just want to know, somebody is writing that I am not audible. Please let me know. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Teaching students how to approach and cope with different learning situations. Learning situations, because learning situations sometimes can be a bit difficult. Learning situations sometimes may be moderate. So how to cope up with a difficult situation so that more time can be invested on them and the results will come out. We need this also. Specific छोटे-छोटा goals बनाइए. Achieve, learn 3 equations in this way that you will never forget about linear equations. Learn this, learn that, and it will go in this way. Use your students as teachers. Sometimes make them teachers. Okay, next 3 days, this particular person will be the teacher of the class. He will teach us the subject. And give them strict guidelines and have group teach a lesson. Okay, let them. Group activity leads to shared responsibility, and then give them a group activity so that they will be more responsible. These are the ways to motivate children. And I am telling you, sometimes if you make the student as a teacher, they will prepare the lesson plan in such a way. No, somebody has wrote a message just now. I cannot read it went off. May I get that message once again? Kindly put this some humble request or something like that. Master Madam, thank you. Can I have that message once again so that I can do something about it? A group activity leads to shared responsibility and performance. Yes, this has been proved time and again. Use teachers, students as teachers for some time to teach a lesson. I'll say how wonderfully they will prepare the lesson plan and they will come and they will discuss, because there is this feeling, no, that I have to excel over there. I've been motivated by my teacher that I can teach properly. Let me see, let my friends learn it. That will also turn out to be very, very fruitful. Adopt a supportive style. Support the students. A supportive teaching style that allows for students autonomy, freedom is given. That can foster increased student in that enjoyment, engagement, and performance. That will get interest. They will get interested in it, because classroom where enjoyment is there, no, when engagement is there, wonders are bound to happen. I'll tell you, wonders are bound to happen. A supportive teacher behavior include listening, giving hints and encouragement, listening to the students. Students have 1,000 questions. I'll tell you, respected teachers, students have 1,000 questions. Unfortunately, 999 of them are not answered by us. Somewhere or other, we just dodge those questions. Please, for God's sake, don't do this. Don't do this. Please help them to answer 900. And you see the difference. Because that will encourage them. Listen to their questions. So empathy for the students. Okay. And give them again that autonomy. We are not like that type of a teacher. Not that movie we have seen. What is that movie? The Three Idiots, where that boy comes out with that drone. He wanted to do something, and the principal just threw it in the dustbin and said that this is of no use. No, no, no. Please, for God's sake, please let us not be that type of teacher who is always he's so self-centered that he never even thought of this. What we expect, this is huge. Students only give you what you expect from them. That's true. If you expect little, exactly that's what you are going to get. Don't be afraid to raise the bar. Step by step, go on. Instilling the belief in students that they can learn, coupled with high teacher expectations, and you are confident in their ability to be successful. Once you put this matter that you are confident about their success, if you are confident about their work, they will be more. Yes, I believe you can do it. These words we have to on and often use on the students. Strategize with the struggling student. In the beginning also I told you. When students are struggling with poor academic performance, low self-efficacy, or low motivation, one strategy that may help is to teach them how to learn. It's as simple as that. Yes, how to learn. Now, what you do, you have to do how to learn. Make them sit with them, think in their tunings, and you will get it. Outline specific strategies for completing an assignment, note taking, or reviewing of an exam. Specific strategies, completing assignment, note taking, how to review an examination, how to do the assignment, how to give the marks, and all these things. Dealing with failure. Now, failure, this is also something that we have to always encounter. Teach students to concentrate on tasks rather than to be distracted by failure. Sometimes students may they may not be able to score the way they wanted to score. Failure is what? It is a result of lack of information. That's it. It's a result of lack of and not using the appropriate problem to solve the skill. That is what failure is. Not lack of ability. It's not that the student is not able to do it. He or she has not been able to come out because of not getting the proper information and not using the proper skill to solve the problem. That's why the failure is. So it is not the lack of ability. It is the lack of information. So let us give them more information so that they will not do it. Assist students to retrace their steps by solve problems so that they won't be distracted by frustration. Okay, they have taken a particular path to solve a problem. That path was a wrong path. Okay, let's come back again to the beginning and let us retrace the path in a different way to get the result. Failure will not be there at all. And apply the ARCS model, a model which has been accepted worldwide. This model really captures teachers' role in motivation, First of all, A for attention, capturing students' interest and curiosity, listening to them, thinking about them, talking to them, motivating them, bringing them into the forefront. is something that will interest the student. Oh, sir has called me. Madam has called me. They are listening to me. This increases their self-respect and their responsibility towards their own learning. Meeting students' personal needs and goals. They may have certain problems with them, which if we can solve them, that will definitely add value to their learning process and develop some sort of a confidence, helping students to believe that they can succeed. We sometimes not we present over here. There is always this type of a thing. No, that this student will not be able to do. इससे तो होगा ही नहीं. ये तो गधा है. ये है. वो तो एक नंबर का बंदर है. खाली इधर उधर कूदते रहता है कैसे. ओके बच्चे तो ये सब करेंगे नहीं तो क्या हम और आप करेंगे. फिर भी हमको उसको पकड़ना है बताने बाबू तुम कर सकते हो. तुम इच्छा अच्छा अगर कूद सकते हो तो कूद के आंसर क्यों नहीं लिख सकते हो. ये क्यों नहीं अचीव कर सकते. दे कैन डू इट. कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल हैज टू बी देयर. एंड सेटिस्फैक्शन. Reinforcing students' accomplishment through extrinsic or intrinsic reward. Sometimes reward them. छोटे छोटे दें. Okay. Yes, you are. Lots of questions you will be asked by the students. And I told you, no, they have 1,000 questions, but unfortunately 999 of them are not answered. If you can answer them, you are the best. No doubt about it. So let us apply this model and let us see if we can do. Lot many things we have discussed today. And many of them you are practicing. I'm not saying that you are not practicing, you are doing. That's why you are in the profession. Because teaching is such a profession where within 7 days, if you don't show your quality, you are out. And all of you are there for more year after year. So definitely, I salute your quality. I salute your dedication. I salute your honesty and sincerity. Please continue with the good work and apply arts model. Motivate the children. Be with them. Feel for them. And you see wonders will happen in your classroom. Thank you, respected teachers, to listen so patiently with me. Whatever I have said, I don't know I've been able to give everything in a proper way or not. 1 hour is sometimes it becomes too short time, but then, even sometimes a short duration can bring huge results. So I hope you have been able to do this. Still, I'll tell you, if you are interested to learn more or request or to know more things, you are most welcome to contact me through my email ID, that is jitsen.sen1@gmail.com. You can be in touch with me or you can contact me. My telephone is open till 8:30 p.m. at night. I receive enough telephones from teachers all across the country. And I love to be associated with you all because I want to be associated with learned people like you all who are doing one of the best and the enormous task of nation building. And teaching is no, it's not everybody's cup of tea. Only a handful of people can do it like you all. Continue with your good work. Be associated with the children and live with the children, sometimes within the children. Thank you very much. Okay, now if you have any question, anything, you are most welcome to ask me. I'll try to, although I am not an expert, but still I'll try to answer a few things. And thank you for all those beautiful comments that you have made. And definitely they will motivate me to come back with another session with you all when Madam will give me the permission. I'm stopping this one and I'm waiting for your questions. If you have any question, please, you are most welcome to give it. Okay, I'll listen to them. And thank you very much for all those important messages that you are giving. If anybody has any question, they can give out. They can give the questions. I am ready to listen to these questions. Thank you, Sangeeta ma'am. Thank you to all. I will. I'm not getting all, but some of them I'm responding. Mustaq Alam sir, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Dhananjay Kumar sir, Poonam Kumari madam, Lakshmi madam, Rahul sir, Reshmi ma'am, Sabnam ma'am, Soni madam, thank you very much. Gauri madam, thank you so much. Rajesh sir, thank you very much. Pooja madam, Pooja Mishra ma'am, thank you very much. Sneha madam is there. Meena Kumari madam, thank you. Meena Chandni madam, Chandni, I think. Yes. Chandni madam, thank you very much. And then we have Sakil sir is over there. Saloni madam. Okay, धन्यवाद sir. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. Thank you everybody. Thank you so much all of you.